You wake up thinking oatmeal and whole grains are the healthiest ways to start your day. But what if I told you that these so-called superfoods could silently be destroying your pancreas and skyrocketing your blood sugar levels without you even knowing it? My best friend George, age 65, always drinks multigrain porridge every morning, but his blood sugar levels rise, so he consults the doctor. The doctor was not surprised when a diabetic patient asked this question in the outpatient clinic. Many people eat very healthily and naturally, but their blood sugar levels remain high and cannot be lowered, regardless of their efforts. He checked his diet and found that he hadn't eaten sweets or greasy food. He also checked his weight and found that he wasn't overweight. But when asked what they eat for breakfast, the answers are almost the same: whole grain porridge, corn steamed bread, and glutinous rice balls. In many people's minds, these foods are good for lowering blood sugar, but the fact is just the opposite, especially for the two types of coarse grains. The more you eat them, the more problems you will have. Before we start, I want to ask anyone over 60 who is worried about their health to subscribe and turn on notifications so they can remain updated on important health news. If this applies, please type 1 in the comments. Otherwise, type 0. Our commitment is to improve our content to offer real help. Very well. When many people hear the word whole grains, they automatically think of slow blood sugar rise, high in dietary fiber, and no weight gain after eating. But the truth is far from that. Whole grains are a broad concept that encompasses a wide range of products. Not all whole grains are suitable for daily consumption, and not every whole grain is blood sugar friendly. Some whole grain products that appear rough but are highly processed not only fail to control blood sugar, but also cause it to soar faster than white rice. The most typical examples are those overprocessed, refined grains found in various breakfast shops, canned grain powders, and meal replacement packs, all of which are marketed under the guise of health. Some are made from corn flour and bean flour with the husk removed, while others are processed into instant multigrain meal replacements through high-temperature pressing. Additionally, some are directly made into sweet multigrain bars and whole grain biscuits. Although these products are labeled whole grains, they no longer contain the fiber that whole grains should have, and their glycemic index is alarmingly high. A bowl of white porridge may cause blood sugar to rise more slowly, but a bowl of multigrain porridge made with glutinous corn flour or red bean powder may cause blood sugar to spike sharply 1 hour after eating. Whole grains naturally contain a certain amount of starch, but it is not easily absorbed in its natural state, and blood sugar rises slowly. Once it has undergone fine grinding, high-temperature pretreatment, shelling, and peeling, the starch structure inside is disrupted, the intestinal absorption rate increases, and the blood sugar response naturally rises significantly. The biggest misunderstanding about this type of processed grains is that although they resemble coarse grains, they are similar to white flour and rice, and may even lead people to be more careless. You eat a lot without realizing it, and you think you are eating healthily and taking light fasting meals, but you don't realize that you are silently depleting your pancreatic function every day. Truly healthy whole grains are in their complete form, with skins and germs such as whole oats, whole grain wheat, coarse corn kernels, red beans, and mung beans. The problem is that most people think these foods are hard to cook, difficult to chew, and have a bad taste, so they would rather choose more convenient fast food products. So health becomes a disguise and blood sugar is slowly dragged into a deep pit. Another main factor that makes blood sugar take a roller coaster ride is glutinous grains, such as glutinous corn, glutinous rice, glutinous millet, rice cakes, glutinous rice balls, and glutinous rice dumplings. These foods are indeed pleasing in taste, soft and sticky, and melt in the mouth. But their starch structure is called branched starch, which is the structure that is most easily digested and absorbed by the human body. After being digested, it is quickly converted into glucose and enters the bloodstream, causing blood sugar levels to rise rapidly. Compared with ordinary rice, the same amount of glutinous rice raises blood sugar much faster, lasts longer, and is more difficult to control. What's more dangerous is that this type of glutinous grain not only brings about a peak in blood sugar after meals, but also easily induces hypoglycemia at night, especially for diabetic people who are already using hypoglycemic drugs. After eating glutinous rice, insulin secretion increases rapidly and blood sugar levels drop. Additionally, physical activity often decreases after dinner, allowing blood sugar levels to drop too low at night, and rebound hyperglycemia can occur the next morning, forming a vicious circle. Many people have repeatedly measured their blood sugar levels and found that they fluctuate. It is closely related to glutinous rice foods. There is another hidden angle to the destructive power of glutinous grains. It is easy to make people overfull after eating them, and it is easy to make people addicted to their appetite. Many people want to eat a second glutinous rice dumpling after they've started, and can't stop drinking red bean glutinous rice porridge once they've begun. Because these foods taste so good, they are more likely to induce overeating and lead to unknowingly consuming too many carbohydrates. This combination of eating fast and eating a lot is the biggest enemy of blood sugar. Many people mistakenly believe that whole grains are safe to eat in any way, and even regard them as a substitute for staple foods, eating a bowl of them every day. Some made multi-grain rice balls, while others used soy milk makers to create multi-grain paste. However, they found that their stomachs were bloated, their blood sugar levels were high, and their weight did not decrease. Instead, there were an increasing number of problems. It shows one thing. It's not that you can't eat whole grains, but rather that you have to know how to choose, match, and control the amount. The purpose of eating whole grains is to obtain rich dietary fiber, vitamins, minerals, and a more stable blood sugar response, rather than eating a deformed carbohydrate bomb. If you only focus on the word whole grains and ignore its processing methods, structural characteristics, and matching methods, you are bound to fall into the trap of eating the wrong food. Labels never determine health, but by the content itself. No matter how attractive the food packaging is, it cannot outweigh the fact that the food itself has a high glycemic index. What is alarming is that modern people's diet is being surrounded by pseudo-health. Many products claiming to be natural, whole grain, and whole cereals often contain distorted ingredients. Some add sugar for flavoring, some are ground into powder for easy brewing, and some are sold as snacks. It's not these mixed grain products that have problems, but the way they are processed determines that they are no longer suitable for people with diabetes or high blood sugar. Even for some normal people, long-term and high-frequency intake can easily cause premature strain on pancreatic beta cells and induce metabolic syndrome. What's more interesting is that if the grains are not properly matched, it may affect the absorption of nutrients. Some processed beans and cereals contain higher levels of anti-nutritional factors, such as phytic acid and tannins. Long-term intake may not only lead to poor absorption of essential elements, such as iron, calcium, and zinc. Still, it may also affect the stability of intestinal flora and further compromise the pancreas's sensitivity. It seems healthy, but it contains traps. Every dietary choice is a fine-tuning of the body's mechanism. What you eat determines what kind of hormones your body releases. Are you consuming a kind of hidden sweets that slowly raises your blood sugar every day? Are you eating excessive refined carbohydrates in the name of whole grains every day? Only you can perceive these things. It's not that you can't eat whole grains, but the question is how to eat them, which types to eat, and how much to eat. Only whole grains, non-glutinous, non-processed, and with a reasonable combination of protein and fat can achieve the goal of low glycemic index plus nutritional supplement. However, foods that have been artificially processed, ground into powder, added with sugar, and made sticky and glutinous are no longer suitable for daily consumption, even if they are labeled as whole grains. Especially for people who already have high blood sugar, if they take it as a health supplement, the result will be that the more they eat it, the more dangerous it will be. The above content is provided for informational purposes only. If you feel unwell, please consult a healthcare professional promptly. What do you think about blood sugar? Welcome to discuss in the comments section. If you found this video entertaining, please click the like, subscribe, and share buttons. With your assistance, we can continue to produce informative and inspiring content for you. We are grateful for the time you have dedicated to viewing it, and we look forward to your participation in the upcoming video.